Hello, and welcome to a new video on my channel. The subject of generative AI, chatgpt, ollama, and similar is still very popular at the moment. Since I've been using these systems myself, and because some chats are interesting and useful, I think they're worth sharing or archiving. The problem is that each system has its own way to export the data, although most of them use JSON. This proof of concept Python script, called lcen, LLM Chat Export Normalizer, aims to transform the exported chats of different generative LLM systems into a single simple format. The final objective is to be able to transform these files into plain HTML to be displayed on a blog or website. The resulting intermediate format would still need to be JSON, and it must retain all the basic elements of the other systems. As I said before, usually when you export a chat, a JSON file is generated. The general structure of these files is similar between services. There is a list of messages, some marked user and some assistant. What changes is the name, quantity, and nesting levels of the JSON elements. This Python script also aims to automatically recognize the service that generated the export file using very simple rules, such as JSON keys. When you run the script, you can decide to generate a JSON and/or HTML file. You can also select the output directory for the file and the markdown parser for HTML generation. This last point is very important because, depending on the parser, you can get more accurate HTML renderings. Aside from chat messages, other important elements might be the title of the interaction and the LLM model name. Programs like OpenWeb UI generate complex JSON files because this web interface is full of options. For example, one can change the model for each message or even generate a response from multiple models simultaneously. Web services like DuckDuckGo AI Chat are more limited. At the moment, you cannot change LLM model during a chat. Until very recently, it wasn't even possible to export a chat except by going into the network developers options of the browser, like this. Now, one can download the simple text file of the chat, so no structured data yet. When using my script, you actually need a JSON payload from the browser network developer tools. Anyway, the structure of a DuckDuckGo AI Chat JSON file is much simpler than OpenWeb UI's. Alpaca is another desktop program I use. It interacts by default with an ollama instance managed by Alpaca itself, but I always prefer to use my remote centralized ollama server, as I explained in previous videos. The structure of the exported JSON file is similar to OpenWeb UI's, and, like the others, we are going to ignore all timestamp preferences in the final output. In my script, I added support to automatically extract the JSON file from the tar archive Alpaca generates. This is very convenient since you can generate the final output with a single step. shell-gpt's JSON export file is the simpler one. There's only a list of messages which is in the needed format, so we can simply copy that and add the extra fields. At the moment, this is just a proof of concept, so it's not publicly available. Adding support for new web services and desktop programs is very easy, as long as they can export your chat in JSON format. For example, there's the chatgpt exporter browser script, which claims to be able to export conversation from the official chatgpt website. It includes various export options such as JSON and HTML, although the HTML output code seems quite elaborate. If you need a consultation for this or similar works, contact me via the comments or the link in the video description. Thank you for watching, and as always, bye bye.